thumbs up. I think you're
Okay.
doing really good for your age. You were really, really young, but I think you're much sorted when I'm your age. And I really love you very bubbly. You're a very, very cute kid. And I think you should take it up professionally, be it like an RJ or a presenter or something. And I'm sure you'll do well. And hopefully in a couple of years, I'm going to see you behind some news channel interviewing me.
Okay. Hello, my friends. I welcome you to another episode of Aditya Talks. And well, today we are going to talk to a fast and furious person, Miss Kathy Modi. And well, now she is like primarily and successful businesswoman in the field of shipping industry, mainly working in ship bunkering field. She is working hard and like hard 24 by 7 to serve this extremely challenging and demanding industry. And like she has proved to be one of such women who strive to make their work excellent. Now, this is just one side of her story. In the world, many women just struggle to stand on their feet and like they want to be independent. But this woman realized that she had other passions too, and which she over the period found out to be the love of cars and engines. And like I'm really amazed to know about her. All this started way back in 2007 when she bunked her first class and went for go-karting, and she coincidentally won. And then she realized her passion for racing and pursued it till 2009. Now, she also had business requirements and work commitments. So, due to that, she had to move to London. And because of that, like she had to be subdued from racing for a little while, but the burning desire, of course, did not die. So after that, she realized this and came back in 2014 and started and made a comeback. And she made this as a rally racing competition in Rajasthan. She won this rally, and this started a new chapter in her life. Now, she started picking up the pace and like started to participate in many more competitions, and the result was she was good and she was like amazed. And then this time she did not give up. She also had work commitments, but of course she had to work harder this time. She did not give up, and now she is a top level racer of our country and like has represented India on various occasions. So let's hear from her story of never giving up to fulfill passions the hardest way without killing your dreams. So that's very interesting. Now my biggest shout out here is to all the girls and women who feel the same, and like and feel who feel the same, that the society does not allow them to grow. Just believe in yourself, and with your sheer determination you can prove the society that you are the person who were meant to do that what you want to do. So just keep going at whatever you're doing. Please subscribe my channel too, hit the notification bell. And now my friends, stay tuned till the end to hear this wonderful story. Ciao for now. Hello, my friends. I welcome you to yet another episode of Aditya Talks. And today we are going to talk to another inspirational, a very good person named Kathy Modi. And well, she's a very good racer, and she's working in this industry for like from a lot of like she's in this industry from almost 2000, and so she's a pro in this industry, and today we are going to interview her. So welcome to the show, and it's my honor to be with you for the topic of car racing, which is such a distant dreams to many, and especially for girls. Most girls do not even think in this direction itself. Can you please take us in the flashback and tell us about the Khyati without any racing experience, and how the world transition happened, which made you realize your new passion and potential for it?
Thank you so much for having me over. It's a pleasure to be on your show. So I think it started way back in my school days when I was like a little girl and I used to Michael Schumacher in the red Ferrari, and I was just so mesmerized by him. And when I was a kid, I used to I barely knew him, but in my head, I thought, okay, this is the guy I'm going to marry. Like, I really wanted to marry Michael Schumacher. I was so much in love with him. And then obviously, I had a lot of passion for cars. I had a lot of love for cars. And that, escalated with time and over. Unfortunately, I'm not from a motorsports background or sporting family. So I didn't really know at that time how to start or how to get into it. So I remember, I think I bunked one of my college days, and a few of our friends had gone for go karting. And I came to know that next day there's some race. I'm like, okay, let's take part. Like, what's the worst that could happen? I won't win. And strangely, I took part and I came second in the race. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm good. So then I did a couple of more local go-karting races, and I kept winning. And I was spotted by one of the national level team managers and a national champion called Raymond Banerjee. And then he trained me for a couple of weeks and put me directly on the national level of Rotax. And I won my rookie trophy in the very first Rotax race. So I was very happy. And then he put me on single-seater Formula Series as well.
Okay, so you had it was just a coincidence that you came into this industry. You just went for a ride and then you felt, okay, this is good and I can do this, and then you tried and then you progressed in that industry, and now look at you, now you are such a big person. So well, many such big people have such starts. So that's very interesting to hear. Now you are very experienced. I know besides racing, you are a very experienced businesswoman from the world of shipping, and you play with the cars on the road with as a passion. This is such an amazing combination. How do you how do you manage these two, and what sorts of challenges do you face and sacrifices? What are the sacrifices which you have made to achieve success in business and your hobby?
Well, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, because at times I'm working 15 hours a day, 14 hours a day, and 16 hours a day. Sometimes become that tedious. And when I go for my rallies or something, I am literally out there. Like, I barely get to sleep for 2-3 hours if I'm lucky. I remember in one of my rallies, my car was getting serviced and I was sleeping inside my driving vehicle. And we have bucket seats, which is really uncomfortable. So I think sacrifices that you barely have a social life. You just socializing with people either you're working with or you're racing with, the intimate circle of friends. So that is good in a way, but then you lose a lot of touch with a lot of your college friends. You don't really lose touch, but you they kind of take a little back seat, because you really communicate with them on a daily basis or something. So that's one of the sacrifices. But I think managing both the things is very tough, and it's taught me to try and strike a balance. So because motorsports is my first love. So, and I have to, just to ensure, I keep on doing my motorsports, I have to strike a balance. So it's taught me to how to strike a balance, to be a little bit more calmer, to ensure that, I try and utilize the maximum time in a day. I try to sleep less, which is really, really tough. But yeah, so sleep sacrifice does go a long way.
Okay, so you have made a lot of sacrifices. Okay, so I will tell you a little story, and my next question is based on that story. So
Okay.
now, okay, once a person went to a fish market, and he saw there were many crabs. So there was many crabs, and then everyone had every tank had a cap on them, but only one tank did not have a cap on that, because then the person asked, one who went to shop there, he asked the shopkeeper, why did you open this lid, and why did you open this lid of the tank? The crabs can escape easily. So then the person said that all these other crabs are from other countries, but this crab is an Indian crab. When a crab tries to come out, the other two crabs pull them down. So that was the story. So nobody, it's a status driven society. So I wanted to ask you, what are the challenges you have faced in society as a woman, please share some of those instances where they other people pulled you down, like the other crabs pulled the other crab down. So can you share some instances, like what could have, like which could have broken you before what you became today?
So initially, when I started, so not a lot of people would come up to me, but a lot of people would come up to my parents and tell them, that why are you allowing her to race? She'll become dark, and you've got a fair girl, she'll become dark. Get married to her. What if she meets with an accident? What if she loses a hand or a leg or something or the other? So I think that was the biggest societal pressure that my parents faced, and I think those same people now clap the loudest
Yes.
on
Oh,
my victory.
okay. So, like, okay, everybody have some, like, everybody has a rough start. People come and pull you down. But when, like, it's like you're in a rocket and people try to pull you down. But when you reach into orbit, then nobody can stop you. And then they have nothing else to do except for clapping. So
Yeah, they just
that's a,
and then they say, "Oh yeah, we actually know her and we're so proud of her," but they
yes.
forget initially they were the ones who
Yeah.
were trying to
Who
stop
were
me
like
or
trying to pull
a lot
you
of
down.
judgments. Yeah.
Okay, so that happens with many people in our country. People try to pull you down, and like it's not in other countries. Like you do good, I do good, then we will become good. But here, like she's becoming good, so we have to stop her. We have to stop her. So that's a very good bad mentality in our country. So now, what is your message to all those women in the world who are stuck in the systems of this society and have given up their dreams? How can these women get wings to fly with freedom in their life by breaking all those silos? Please use both racing and and corporate experiences to guide on this topic.
Honestly, the first and the foremost thing is you should know what you really love. And I strongly believe that there's a very limited time that you're on this planet Earth. So might as well make the most of it. Instead of thinking, oh, she's done this, oh, she's done that, why don't you just ensure like what you want to do and you do it? I mean, it's just one life. Live it the way you want, live it large. Go for all the dreams that you want. Do not I think more of the barrier on the mind, just remove all those mental barriers, try and strike a balance somewhere. I'm sure, like, it's not easy managing house and a career and everything, but people do it. A lot of women have proved that they can have a that they can be the most successful CEOs of multinational companies and have a passion as well, like have a hobby or a passion as well. I think that is what a lot of women need to step, because women have the ability to multitask. So I think
Yes.
just use it.
Yeah, many like women are very interesting and they can do more work than many men can do, but they are undermined and they are pushed down so that men can
Yes,
come
I
up. So
think
that's a very bad mentality.
yeah, I think they need an equal opportunity and they need to build their own self confidence as well that they can do it.
Yes, because like God sent men and women for some reason. If God was like that, then why did He send women? Like why did He send women? If He was like that, He knew that women have a reason to come to this world. That's why every woman should like come do what their heart says, and like, or do not try to like, do not be like, they should not stop their burning desire because some other person says them to stop doing what they are doing. So that's a very bad
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
It's important to fulfill your own desires, because if you somewhere suppress your own desires, you'll never be happy. And if you're not happy, you cannot keep the people around you happy either.
Yes.
So,
So now let's get
yes,
back to car racing. So car
okay.
racing is about speed, thrills, and scary moments, and like you have to focus and make quick decision making. I know you also enjoy desert driving, which is another level of dangerous altogether. But how pursuing this passion has changed you as a person? What qualities you have achieved and think the most important as a good racer, and how do you think that these qualities have helped shaping your personality as a business leader and a human being?
I think because I'm not from a racing background, I did not really have a godfather. So, what I had to do is I had to ensure that I'm interacting with everybody. be it like the most successful team manager, or be it like a struggling engineer who's working on my car or mechanic. So you deal with a lot of people from varied backgrounds and languages and everything. So I know a lot of mechanics and a lot of managers who struggle to speak English or Hindi, especially from south of India, and I have to ensure that I communicate in such a way. So you start adapting to a lot of things, and it makes you a little bit more calmer. I think somewhere it's made me a little bit more calmer. It's made me all the wins, and it's even taught me how to accept when I'm not won. It's made me learn, like when you do not win, you actually can learn on how you can progress and everything. And then with every race, you always learn something or the other new. So you have to kind of unlearn and relearn it, like relearn something new. So I think those are the biggest achievements, and those are the things that I look forward to.
Okay, so like if children and especially girls want to pursue car racing as a career in India, how should one go about it? Like, please advise step by step, because if like I or some girl or my sister, she wants to go into racing, then how shall she go about it? Please advise step by step. Also, what challenges should one know where that they will face if they choose to have this career? So what are the cons and what are the pros of this career? And please advise step by step how to get into this. What's your overall practical advice to choose racing as a career?
Um, okay, if you really want to start into racing, the first thing you do is start with go karting. Your basics have to be correct. So you learn to start from go karting, and then you move on to either single seater formula racing, or you can go into off road rallies or INRCs, like how I'm doing. Even I'm doing cross country rallies, and or you can move on to something like autocross and gymkhana. Like I've been representing India since 2 years for Gymkhana. Last India sent me to South Korea, where I won a podium for India as well. So it's a tough journey, but it's going to be a journey worthwhile. And initially, when I started, there were not a lot of programs for women or anything. In fact, we barely had a ladies category. We had to just fight for the overall championship and everything. But now things have started changing. Now you even have a ladies category just to motivate a lot of women to start taking part. You have a lot of other programs, like the International Body of Racing has started Women and Girls on Track. So that's been a very, very hit, that they're trying to tap the talent of girls from the age of 12 to 16, and they're training them right at the grassroots level. So I think that's very brilliant. So I think now initiatives have been taking. So it is easier to start, but I think the biggest challenge is once you reach a certain level, will definitely sponsorships, will be a lot of dedication and time. I think if these three things are sorted, then you should be okay.
Okay, so racing, if you want to get into racing, it is going to be a tough, but it is going to be a very good experience for many people. So if anyone wants to go into racing, then you are like, you can do it. Like you
Absolutely.
have you have my support behind you. So now let's move on
Absolutely,
to
anybody can do it. You just need
yeah.
a little bit of talent and everything. Like, okay, so I used to do single seater racing, and then I moved on to London, where I got a little. I could not race those couple of years, and those years I was like, the only thing I could think was like, I want to get back into racing. I want to get back to motorsports. So in 2014, I was coming to India for a short trip, and one of my friend told me that, yeah, I'm organizing a rally, so why don't you come and take part? I'm like, I don't know anything about rally, but so what do you want me to do? Like, it's okay, it's just a desert rally, it's a sand rally. See if you like it and everything. And so initially I said no. I'm like, I have never driven a rally, and I just don't want to come and make a fool of myself. He's like, hey, you've never taken part in a rally. What's the worst that could happen? And I'm like,
Mm.
first, the first time I'd taken part in a go karting race, that's a thing I thought, the worst that can happen, I won't win. So
Yeah.
literally, my friend organized everything, right from a navigator to a car to all the gadgets, everything. I just went there with my driving license, and I so the day before the rally, I was talking to a couple of people, and people, that I'll either get stuck in sand or I'll burn my clutch because I've never driven on sand. And to drive on sand is a huge challenge. If you do not know how to drive on sand, it's very complicated. So
Okay.
then on the day of the rally, it was a rally, and by the end of the rally, I came overall first in 4x2 car, and I proved everybody wrong.
Oh, so you you made a entry once again into this industry, and
Yes,
you
that
made
was
it a
a comeback.
comeback. That was a very
And I
good
came back
comeback
in
for you.
style. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
came back in style, winning overall
yeah.
4x2 in my time. I was like, wow, okay, I'm very, very happy.
That was a good
Obviously,
comeback. Yeah.
yeah, apart from proving a lot of people wrong, I think I proved a lot of people right who believed in me and who had trust in me, including myself.
Okay, so you are a very outstanding person, and we all Indians are proud of you, as you have broken all the barriers and all the shackles, and have proved that everything is possible with sheer determination and willpower. We all have fears and weaknesses. What are your weaknesses which stop you from going to the next level in your life?
Oh God, I've never really pondered upon my weaknesses and fears. Okay, I can at least tell you that I do not have any fears when I'm driving a car or if I'm sitting in a car because mentally I know I'm in a very safe environment because our cars are designed in such a way. Like we've got roll cages, we've got helmets, we've got FIS suits. So if there's a fire or anything, I know I'm safe. Even if my car topples, I know I'm safe because of the sturdy roll cage and the helmet. So because of all the protective gear, somewhere mentally I know I'm safe if I do like something silly. Obviously, a lot of things can go wrong, but for something silly, I know I'll be safe. So I think that way I do not have any fear, but hmm, fear. I used to have a fear of. I suffer from claustrophobia. So I initially, whenever I used to have whenever I had to wear a helmet, I have to wear a full face helmet and the visor has to be down. And I used to feel like, oh, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. But then slowly, I had to adapt myself to it. I used to keep a visor little open and then I used to shut it down, little open and shut it down. And that's how I adapted myself, got over that fear of an enclosed helmet.
Okay, so you had a fear that was involved with racing itself, but nevertheless you continued. So that's very good to hear. Now, can you
Yeah,
tell me?
the passion took over the fear.
Yeah. So now, can you tell me about any other of your experiences which scared you completely, or something which saved you from an emergency while driving? An experience which you will always remember from your racing career.
Okay, so it's not a very pleasant experience, but what happened is I toppled the car,
Oh,
and it happened within a fraction of a second. I toppled the car, but even like once the car was toppled, I think I used my presence of mind and everything, and the basic training that I was been told. So the first thing I did is cut off the emergency switch, cut off switch that halts the engine and the petrol supply and everything. um, once we got out of the car safely, me and my navigator, then the rescue people came. They had checked the car and everything, and they said, if you had not done that, your car could have caught fire.
oh. So that's a memorable experience toppling your car. So now, that was a very good experience, and I hope that never happens again. And like, please tell us
Yeah.
about your. Yeah. So tell me about your, like, now please tell us about some of your plans and goals in the coming future. So tell us.
Okay, so in 2020 December, the INRC, that is International Racing Championship, is starting, and I'm going to be taking part from Team Champions or DED Racing, and they are promoting women pretty well. So they have supported me they've supported me a lot through the journey, through the upcoming rally season. So that's my initial goal right now, 2020 season, and it's starting in December. and there are 5 rounds. The first round is going to be in Itanagar, and it's going to be a little challenging because that's supposed to be a little tough round. And I've never been to East India, so again, it's going to take me a day or something to get acclimatized to the weather because the weather is completely different. It's going to be much more colder, and so
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking forward to right now.
Okay, so next month you have a racing competition, and I hope that you win. I
Yes,
have like
level
you
championship.
have my support behind you, so that's very good.
Thank
You are part. So you are participating. So you have to have new experiences. Like you have so this is going to be a new experience for you the next month in December in the eastern side. It is going to be a lot colder than in Dubai, right? So now, what are the bottlenecks in the car racing industry which give the most suffering to people like you? I mean, what would you like to change so as to elevate this industry? It can be sponsorships of anything or anything.
So the first thing I think is we need a lot of government support. Like government supports a lot of Olympic sports, cricket, and everything. So I think if government supports a little bit of motorsport, that will be great. So the new sports minister Kiran Rijiju, he is very supportive of motorsports, and he has done some changes that ensure that motorsports comes within a recognized body of sport, because initially motorsports was considered as an entertainment sport and was not a core sport. So that's changed by Mr. Riju, which is very good. The other thing that I would really want a lot of changes is to have a lot of corporates to come inside and give sponsorships, because
Yeah.
motorsport is the most expensive sport in the world. It's not cheap at all. So you have to ensure that you have enough sponsorships, and you have an entire program that's ensure that you are taken care.
Yeah, besides if like sponsorships come, then many people will be willing to participate in this area. But
Absolutely.
how will they come into the industry if they do not have the money to pay for it? So that's a good idea. People should participate and like sponsor in this industry, and so that should support this industry. And now racing is unusual for women, and you have already explained a lot about it. Please tell me how you differentiate between racing against the shipping industry, where you have spent like most of your time. What's missing in the shipping industry for women to excel, and what solutions you think from your perspective?
Well, shipping is something that I was born into, because I was born into a shipping family. So I think for me, that whole journey has been very easy. Like to reach a certain level has been very easy for me because I knew the ground realities, I knew how things work, I knew a lot of people and everything, because you're born into that industry. So I know there are a lot of women as well, and I think shipping is a very accepting industry regardless of your gender. So they do not differentiate whether you're a boy or a girl or a man or a woman or anything. Even you have so many successful women sailors now, which is commendable. So I think shipping is much more accepted, and it's just to just get into shipping, for even for a lady from scratch who's not into shipping background, it's super super easy, and she can definitely be successful because shipping is a very accepting industry.
Okay, so that's cool. Now, one industry where you are not getting much support, but one industry that you are getting many support, like much support in it. So now you have conquered roads and deserts with your driving skills. Any plans for conquering the sea or air through navigation? Maybe speedboats. It's definitely very thrilling, and I'm scared of like when I'm at sea in the boats. Hmm. Well,
So I've tried riding a speedboat and everything, and it's super super fun. But I think let me master cars and racing first before I think of anything else. And air again, air and sea are extremely different environments and everything. So I think you should be a master of one rather than just be a jack of all trades.
yeah, yeah. So that's very interesting. Now, from whom do you get, like, you have done so many things in your life, you have you are such a big person in the shipping industry, and now you are such a good person, like you are such a good racer in the racing industry. Now, from whom do you get the inspiration and motivation, and why?
So, as I said, throughout my childhood, even today, the person I'm the most inspired by has always been Michael Schumacher. Like, even today, I really hope he gets out of his coma. And if he gets out of his coma and says, "Hey, Khyati, I want to marry you," so I'll be like, "Yes, let's do that." I'm still in so much of love and awe of him because, according to me, he's like the best. Like, no one can ever beat him and everything. He's like
Okay.
invincible in that way. So I think he was a person who's always been like whom I've always looked up to, and I've always thought, okay, wow, this is the kind of people I want to reach. At
Okay.
least in
So
my racing, and
so
in
he was your
shipping,
role model. Yeah.
absolutely, he's still my role model. And I think in shipping, I've always looked. My role model has always been my father because I've
Oh,
seen him.
yeah.
I've seen him, and I've literally built the bunker industry in India. He's kind of he's kind of put India on a map for bunkering, at least. Like he's the first Indian to be on the international on the IBA board, which is the international bunkering industry, and he's still the only elected member out there. He's been on the EBA board for like 8 or 9 years, and he's the only Indian who's been on the
Okay.
board. So he's literally put India on the bunkering map. So kind of he's my role model for the shipping
Oh,
industry.
okay. So two role models for two like different industries. So that's very interesting.
Absolutely.
That's very interesting. So now, please tell me one book and one person who has made the maximum impact on your life, and why.
One book. Um, okay, so I've read this sports biography of Abhinav Bindra. He's India's individual gold medalist, and I was completely mesmerized by that book. It is such a great book. It just shows that even if you are from you know a very fortunate background, but you still have your own kind of struggles and the struggles he's faced and the way he's overcome it, overcome all those struggles and the way he actually win the Olympic medal was just amazing. I think that book has just motivated me quite a bit, and
Yes.
yeah, I really enjoyed reading that book.
Okay.
So that's my
So
go-to book
it was.
when I feel low or when
It
I
was.
feel
Yeah.
good.
It was.
That's the book
Yeah.
that I read.
Yeah.
It inspires me.
Okay. So now, like you have told us one book, and now one person. I guess it's your father or like Michael.
Yes, both of them
Okay.
actually.
So now I have certainly learned a lot from you today, and I am too enjoyed the I too enjoyed the conversation here. If is there anyone out there who you would like to see and learn from on this show, please advise.
For everybody, I think if you're looking at any sports athlete, everyone has their own journey, and everyone I can learn something or the other from. Like I have a lot of friends who are not from the motorsport, but who are from different kind of sports like shooting or climbing
Yeah,
or badminton,
yeah,
tennis.
it's fun.
So
Yeah.
it's amazing to learn their kind of journey and their struggles or what they have gone through. Are
Okay.
there any
So
sports athlete? It's amazing to watch.
yeah, can you share some names?
Abhinav Bindra, Gagan Narang, Vishwanath Anand, Pankaj Advani, Sania Mirza, Mary Kom. There's so many.
Okay. Okay, so many people. Thank you for those like words of inspiration, and I am deeply inspired, and I will take this professionally, and I will work in this in this work, and I will continue this. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this. And now, my viewers, this was a very interesting discussion I had with Miss Khyati, and so thank you for watching till the end. And bye, Miss Khyati. I hope I
Bye.
will
Thank
talk
you for
to you
having me
once
over.
sometime soon. So, bye.
Bye.